What's good, y'all? And I want to talk about Gervonta Tank Davis versus Devin Haney. And I don't want to be negative about the situation, but it seems like Tank Davis, if he doesn't take this fight next with Devin Haney for undisputed, I'm not sure if the fight will happen at all. And my reasoning for saying that is Devin Haney, he's saying he got one more year at 135, right? He gonna try to stay this whole year for the Tank or the Shakur fight, or he's moving up. And me personally, I think he means just the Tank fight. I don't think that he would fight Shakur after Lomachenko, my personal opinion, because I think it'll be a very bad idea to step in the ring with Shakur Stevenson weight drained. And Shakur Stevenson said that himself. Like he don't think Devin to jump in there and he's having trouble making weight and all that. And Shakur Stevenson just coming to 135. He's comfortable. He's growing into the weight class. You know what I mean? And he looks big for 135 as well. But he's got the weight advantage. You don't want to fight Shakur Stevenson with a weight disadvantage. So I think if he don't get that Tank fight, he's moving up. And my thing about moving up is Tank Davis. He had he had one fight at 140 against Mario Barrios, right? Where he had a spectacular fight that ended in a knockout in the 11th round. And after the fight, Tank say that he's moving back down, which he did. He didn't feel comfortable at the weight. You know what I mean? And he didn't have that real deal one punch knockout power that he does at 135. He hit Barrios like with over 100 clean shots, and he just couldn't get Barrios out of there with one punch. It took him 11 rounds, and he really had to struggle with Barrios at 140 a little bit. He struggled a little bit in the beginning of the fight. When Tank took over, he takes over. You know how his fights go. But him being uncomfortable and struggling with the weight of Mario Barrios, and Barrios was weight drained himself because if you look at Barrios in the Keith Thurman fight, he looks way more comfortable. He looks way more full. You know what I mean? Like he was able to eat during training camp. Barrios looked it big in the Tank fight, but he looked at like a shell of himself compared to the Thurman fight. You know what I mean? And it came out that Barrios had a rehydration clause for that fight at 140, and that's another problem. That Devin Haney says that he won't take no rehydration clauses to fight Tank. You know what I mean? So if he goes up to 140, is he gonna meet? Is he gonna say that say that Haney goes up to 140, gets a fight or two in, and then Tank calls him out and sends a contract? Will he fight Tank at a catch weight? He said he's not doing the rehydration, and I know if Tank did a catch weight and rehydration for Ryan Garcia, he's gonna need pretty much the same thing, or if more concessions for Devin Haney. And that's probably a problem even right now if he would wanted to make the fight because Haney is the undisputed champion. He sounds like he wouldn't even take a rehydration clause at 135. And I think that that would stop the whole show if that fight was getting discussed, after Lomachenko, assuming Haney beats Lomachenko. You know what I mean? It seemed like if Ryan didn't take that rehydration clause, that fight wouldn't even have happened. And I'm not taking credit away from Tank for beating Ryan Garcia. I hate that he even did that to Ryan Garcia because he's more skilled. He didn't need it. You know what I mean? So now he got to face all this criticism for pretty much nothing, in my opinion. And if he did him like that, what would he do to Haney and Stevenson? You know what I mean? Because if Tank not finna go all the way up to 140 for Ryan Garcia, who he sees as the bag, and he did have a big pay-per-view showdown with Ryan as far as the gate doing over 20 million and the pay-per-views doing over 1 million. You know what I mean? The numbers with Devin Haney wouldn't project to be that big as what he just did with Ryan Garcia. So I don't see him, if he didn't go up to 140 for Ryan Garcia, I don't see him going up to 140 for less money for Devin Haney, who's less money than Ryan Garcia in a tougher fight than Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney is a very fundamentally sound fighter. You know what I mean? If Tank was to knock out Devin Haney, he it's gonna be after some long rounds of some trouble. You know what I mean? He pretty much can book it that Tank will be down on the scorecards if he did knock out Devin Haney. You know what I mean? And I don't see him going up to 140 for that fight because Haney, with all the movement and the troubling style, and you know what I mean, he'll have all that weight on him. He's gonna be bigger than Tank Davis by like 15 pounds. You know what I mean? Tank don't look like he really rehydrate that high. You know, a moving target and a bigger target. I don't really see Tank really wanting to go through that. You know what I mean? In that 135, Haney ain't gonna take no rehydration clause, and I don't see Tank wanting to get in there without that. You know, and the fight don't even look like it's gonna. It don't even look like Tank is even going in that direction. It looked like he's finna fight Pitbull Cruz next. His trainer Calvin Ford has been calling for that fight since after the Ryan fight. You know what I mean? But Tank himself, he said that we got to see what goes on with Haney at the Lomachenko. So I have to go with the fighter. Maybe he will try to negotiate something, seeing that Haney will get past Lomachenko on May 20th if he does. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I just think that it's now or never.